It's time to get lost in the Midcard. This Believe in Pro Wrestling property is brought to you by Bet Online, the continued #1 source for all your sports betting needs. Join now and receive your 100% welcome bonus on your first deposit when you use our promo code BELIEVE. Now, here are Jeremy Bennett and Matt Black on the Believe Podcast Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast where it is the biggest wrestling week of the year. WrestleMania. More than just WrestleMania.
A lot more. It's a stacked week, man.
Welcome to Lost the Midcard. I'm your host, Jeremy Bennett. Alongside me there, Matt Black. Yes, a lot to talk about. We will be predicting Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor, which will be happening on Friday, right before SmackDown. It's going to go head-to-head with SmackDown a little bit. SmackDown will have to be on the DVR that night. WrestleMania SmackDown.
Ring of Honor live.
Yeah, WrestleMania SmackDown. They're bringing that back. So I think the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal is back too, or something. I don't know.
There's no reason why we don't have battle royals, one for the men and one for the women on the kickoff, on these 2-hour kickoff pre-shows.
Yeah.
This weekend, it's so incredibly frustrating, and that talent that's stuck in that battle royal that doesn't get to work SoFi Stadium, 100% deserve better.
So, what do you guys want to talk about?
Oh, we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. What do you all want to talk about?
It's going to be a different format than normal. Normally, we lead things off with the headlines of the week and then go into television. But obviously, we want to have time for the predictions since there's a lot of predictions to be made between Supercard of Honor, NXT Stand and Deliver, and 2 nights of WrestleMania that we want to get it all in and not have to rush through it. So we are going to we'll kick off with Ring of Honor talk as well as NXT and then WWE as we head into the big shows there this week. Of course, a lot of shows, a lot of promotions, especially if you're out in LA. If you're actually going to WrestleMania, let us know in the chat what shows you're hitting up, what indie shows are you hitting up, because all the indie shows are going to be there as well. And a lot of GCW, of course, Effie's Brunch. That's going to be always a fun one to watch. I don't know. Is Joey doing spring break?
Oh yeah, I'm sure he is.
Yeah, I haven't seen officially, but
I'm pretty sure I've seen Cardona whining about him not being booked on it. So pretty sure it's happening. I think isn't that where Janela's facing Kota Ibushi?
Might be after.
Or is that on another GCW show? There's so many freaking GCW shows this weekend. I can't keep track of what they're all named.
There's way too much to talk about. And without further ado, let's go ahead. Like I said, different show this week. We're going to kick things off with that brand right there, Ring of Honor. The fourth
Honorable Ring.
The Honorable Ring. Thank you, Broken Matt. Broken Matt Orange Cassidy with us today, by the way. Of course, the fourth one. I think this was, outside of the first one was pretty stacked, but this was one of the better Ring of Honors from top to bottom. I really enjoyed this episode, man.
I've enjoyed every episode.
I have too. Yeah.
They're really easy watches. I know they're 2 hours, but it doesn't feel like a 2-hour show.
Yeah.
It just flows through really easily, and like before you know it, it's done. I've really enjoyed having the weekly Ring of Honor TV product back.
Yeah.
It'll be very interesting to see how they handle it this week because Tony's announced that this Thursday's episode of Ring of Honor is being taped prior to Dynamite in St. Louis this Wednesday. I don't think they can run a 2-hour show before a 2-hour Dynamite. So I'm really curious to see how long Thursday's Ring of Honor episode is leading into Supercard of Honor. I bet you it's going to be shorter.
Yeah, I could imagine. I mean, the card is pretty much filled out anyways. I don't think there's really going to be too much that they're going to add to that card. If I remember right, there's 7 matches on the card. There's probably going to be an hour-long 0 hour that's going to be on there too. We'll get into the predictions of that in a minute, but we kicked off this week's Ring of Honor television with Mark Briscoe. Always good to see Mark Briscoe. Always good to hear the Briscoe boys' music. Taking on Tony Nese from the Smart Mark Sterling camp there. Good little match there as Mark is getting ready for Samoa Joe. The Trust Busters really becoming a Ring of Honor staple. I think they've been on every week.
I assume that act was made for Ring of Honor.
Mhm.
When they put it together, I'm like, yeah, this is an act that's going to get thrown on Ring of Honor when that
It's like I've
show
heard that
starts going
song every
weekly.
week. That song it sounds like a knockoff. It sounds like a knockoff. Jane's Addiction kind of sounds
Definitely
like
a '90s grudge band.
Yeah. Steven Chambers in the chat. Unreal Speedball Mike Bailey wrestling 3 times this. Yeah, I figured Speedball's dance card was going to be pretty packed on WrestleMania weekend.
If people scoffed at the idea of Roman Reigns wrestling both nights of WrestleMania, fucking Speedball working three matches in one day. Shut the fuck up. Don't tell me that man couldn't have worked 2 matches in 2 nights if he had to.
Right. He's
So
kind of in shape. But anyways, the next match is the Trust Busters taking on the number 1 contenders to the Ring of Honor 6-man tag. AR Fox, Metalik, and Blake Christian. Of course, the contenders get the win there. We'll get into that team a little later on. One of my favorites, Lady Frost in Ring of Honor, taking on Sky Blue. Sky Blue, a little bit of an upset maybe on that one, possibly. A good win there for her. I hope we get to see Lady Frost more in Ring of Honor. I think she'd be a great addition.
I wish they'd just keep Sky Blue in Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
I don't need to see her being jobber to the stars on Dynamite every week. Like, if you have plans for her to like legitimately make her a single star in Ring of Honor, get her off of AEW.
Yeah,
you're not doing her any favors.
That's where the line's
every
going
time
to be
I
drawn.
see her in a match, I'm like, oh, who's she losing to? Like, she doesn't win matches in AEW on the weekly TV. Yes, she wins on Dark, but like the amount of people that watch Dark in comparison to the Dynamite and Rampage is minuscule. Like, either keep her on Ring of Honor or not, but like don't have her on both.
I barely have time enough as it is for everything. I have not watched Dark or Dark Elevation in ages.
There's way too much content to take in right now, and we're about to get a third AEW show this summer, pal. And we're going to be Saturday nights at 6:05 on the mothership, if you will.
If you will. That time I grew up watching pro wrestling.
We all did, man. Like, both of us. Like, I know a lot of people were, they might be too young for that, but yeah, a lot of Saturday nights at 6:05 growing up for me, man.
Until
the Superstation.
Until the Attitude Era, my WWE, I didn't even watch Raw like in the beginnings. I watched NWA. I didn't start watching WWE until later high school because a guy I worked with at McDonald's was a big fan. So I'd go over to his place. He's a little older than me, so he'd always buy the pay-per-views and stuff. And I'd go over there even through college. I'd come over and visit him and watch some wrestling from time to time. But yeah, I was an NWA guy. That's how I got into pro wrestling. With obviously the Four Horsemen, Surfer Sting, Ric Flair. Man, it was a good time to be a pro wrestling fan back then in the NWA days.
I think it's a great time to be a pro wrestling fan right now.
I know.
Like, can't even front, man. It's a great time to be a fan of professional wrestling. There's a product out there for anybody. So
yeah, that is true.
I'll take Sky Blue over Cora Jade any day.
I think you haven't seen her lately. She's been hurt.
Yeah, she's out on the shelf or whatever. But no, if you had to tell me you have to watch one woman's wrestler every week and my only options are Cora Jade and Sky Blue, I'm picking Sky Blue every time.
Yeah. Former ROH tag champs Rhett Titus and Hot Sauce Tracy Williams took on Roosh and Dralistico. I could safely assume that Rush and Drolistico are probably going to be some Ring of Honor mainstays as a tag team. I'm going to guess. We'll see. Obviously, we're only 4 episodes in, so the line's gonna be drawn eventually with Ring of Honor and AEW. So it'll be interesting to see how they do that, because part of me wants Rush and Drolistico on AEW and not Ring of Honor, but
you gotta keep in mind, Rush is that a lot of people view Rush as an ROH guy.
Yeah, exactly.
So with our ROH back, I mean, it just makes sense for him to be there right now.
Very good.
Look, at least he's getting on television every week. You know, if he's not going to make it on AEW, put him on the ROH brand, because at least he'll be featured there while he's not being used at the other place. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, one or the other. Like, I don't want to see the people on both. Like the people that are going to be in AEW after Supercard of Honor, I want to see them dropping those titles on Friday.
Yeah.
Like, get off of Ring of Honor programming. You don't belong there anymore. You're on one brand or the other. I don't want a ton of crossover between the two shows if we can help it.
Yeah, there wasn't supposed to be, but again, this is still only 4 weeks in. That's going to take time for that line to succeed. That was a damn good match. I would probably put that up there, second or third best match of the night there, and it just because it wasn't one that I was going to expect to be that good, but Titus and Williams against Drolistico and Rush was a damn good match. With the LFI guys getting the win there. MK in the chat, does Andrade get back with LFI? Don't know.
I think when he's back, I think that's exactly, he goes right back with those guys. And that might be when they pull Rush and them from ROH back to AEW TV, because I don't know if I see Andrade as an ROH guy.
No.
But I mean, if that's where they want to use them.
Top Flight and the Kingdom, 2 teams in the Reach for the Sky ladder match. Darius Martin taking on Matt Taven there, with Matt Taven getting the win. Another good match. Another damn good match, I thought. Brian Cage, Tony Deppen. They had a nice one there. Silas Young, Shane Taylor. I was surprised to hear that this is the first time these 2 guys have wrestled, considering how long Silas has been in Ring of Honor, and Shane Taylor's had quite a stay in there as well. I was kind of surprised that that's the first time those 2 wrestled. Shane Taylor got the win there. Miranda, let's see, Miranda Elise, is that how you say her name? I think she was a Ring of Honor, in the Ring of Honor previously.
She was in the women's tournament.
Billy Starks, only 18 years old, getting a big upset there against the veteran. Big upset there. Matt Sydal, Christopher Daniels, of course, a tag team that formed the week prior. They were they the first ever tag champs?
No, they won them in like 06.
Okay. They took on Aussie Open.
They're former ROH tag team champions. I mean, it makes sense that they're doing stuff together right now. But
and
I personally rather see Daniels do something with Scorpio Sky.
Right. And and Kazarian's gone, so you can't do SCU anymore. This is probably my match of the week with Aussie Open. Damn good match. Surprisingly.
Whoa.
What are you?
You're trying to tell me that this match was better than Kenny by God Omega and Vikingo?
I'm talking about ROH.
You said of the week.
Of ROH.
You said of the week.
Well, of this week, ROH, this week's television show.
Fair.
We're not talking.
You said of the week. I thought you meant of all last week's wrestling.
No, we're not there yet. Slow down. We're not there yet.
You're the one that said it, not me, pal.
Well, first I thought you were going to say the main event was the match of the week for ROH, but
I thought it was a fun squash, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
It usually is fun to see Cheeseburger get killed. Aussie Open normally heals, but a lot of respect after this match. It's kind of interesting to see Aussie Open not really be heelish and beat the hell out of the older guys after the match. I was a little intrigued by that. So the respect that they gave, that's kind of interesting to see. And then Samoa Joe had an open challenge for his television title, and oh, poor Cheese. When I saw there was 4 minutes left in the show, I'm like, doesn't surprise me that this is cheeseburger coming out.
See, I watch it live, so I don't know how much time's left in the show.
Yeah. See, I host I host trivia in a bar on Tuesday, Thursday, so I don't get to watch this live. Yeah, old cheeseburger. So that then brings us to Supercard of Honor. Right there it is. Friday, March 31st, 6 Central, 7 Eastern. Probably an hour earlier for your 0 hour. So right after work for me, that's perfect. And into a little bit of SmackDown there as well. But we got 7 matches announced. I don't know if they'll add any more, but there are 7 matches on the card. Looks to be like a very entertaining show.
I think if anything else gets added, it'll be the 0 hour. I think the main card is, after the 2 matches that were announced today. I think the main card's set.
Yeah. Reach for the Sky ladder match, obviously, for the vacant.
You had to start with this one, didn't you?
Well, we know what we're ending with. So, reach for the Sky ladder match for the vacant ROH Tag Team Championships. This ladder match is gonna just slap. Just look at the guys in this match: Lucha Brothers, Top Flight, The Kingdom, Aussie Open, La Facción Ingobernable. Matt, I will do the honors and give you.
Please do, because I don't know, and that's why I was annoyed that you started with this one. I don't know. Like, I think this might be the hardest match on the show to call, because I could literally see any 5 of these teams walking out with the titles.
Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be Aussie Open. Originally going into it, I was thinking Roosh and Jalistico, but I just have this gut feeling that Aussie Open is sticking around in Ring of Honor. I have a feeling they're moving over to ROH and AEW. And I think eventually Ospreay is going to follow. I think eventually. I'm going to go with Aussie Open here. Though my gut says La Facción Ingobernable, I'm going with Aussie Open. Looks like the chat's got my back on some of that. Stephen Chambers saying Top Flight, and Frantic World saying Kingdom or Aussie Open. Matt, you're on the floor is yours. This is why we started with predictions, so we could have time to hem and haw.
I'm not. Look, I'm not confident in this pick, but if I had to guess, I'm.
Look who shows up.
I'm going with the Lucha Brothers.
Okay.
For one reason.
Okay.
They were the first. They were the first team that they announced for this, and sometimes when the first participant or team is announced in a match, that sometimes tip in their hands to who's going to win. And I also think with the Lucha Bros winning, there's a set immediate feud with LFI. Right afterwards, they can feud with Roosh and Jalistico, because we don't know where the fuck Pac is. We haven't seen Pac since the Trios tournament final, and they even mentioned on Rampage the shades of the former Death Triangle when Ray Phoenix came out with the
hammer.
bell hammer to run off Powerhouse Hobbs. So I'm wondering
maybe Pac
if
is
the Lucha Bros were essentially shifted off by both doing the job to Hobbs, because they're going to Ring of Honor and they're gonna do it. They're gonna have a run over there with the tag titles. My second pick,
maybe Pac shows up and helps them.
If it's not Lucha Bros, I'm going Top Flight. So I feel like AEW's done a lot of building with Top Flight over the last few years.
Yep.
And this is a place where they could really grow and shine.
Yep.
In Ring of Honor. So I'm thinking Lucha Bros.
I said
with an outside shot on Top Flight. That's what I'm going with.
And I've been saying, especially the feud with the BCC was really huge for Top Flight, I think, and really they kind of grew from that feud. Shit, I can see the
And
Kingdom winning.
If Top Flight wins, if Top Flight or Kingdom wins, they're locked in a feud.
Yeah.
Post Supercard of Honor. So,
but I can see the Kingdom winning because what way to honor the Briscoes than to have another legendary tag team take their place, and that would be the King.
This is why this match is so hard to call.
I know.
That's what I was trying to say. Like when you started with this, I'm like, son of a bitch. Like you're picking like the hardest match to call on this show.
And if you're a longtime fan of the show,
I am not even slightly surprised that Daryl's picking the Kingdom.
You know that Daryl is a Matt Taven mark, so he of course is going for the Kingdom. Steven Chambers saying Pac is injured.
Again?
I did not know that. I thought he was just back home for a time.
Oh, I hope he heals up, man.
But yeah, I can see the Kingdom being a successor to the legendary tag team.
Do you know what the injury is? What's he out with? And how long is he projected to be out? This is the first I'm hearing about this.
Next up is a 6-man tag match for the ROH 6-man tag championships. The Embassy with Brian Cage, Khan, and Toa Leona taking on AR Fox, Blake Christian, and Metalik. The only thing that this is hanging up is the fact that Brian Cage might be gone.
I was just going to say this is very simple. Either Brian Cage has signed a new deal and they retain, or Brian Cage is done and the titles change hands. That's really all this match comes down to. There are no other factors going into this match other than Brian Cage's contract situation.
Yeah.
So whatever way Brian Cage's contract situation falls is who's winning this match. It's that simple.
Yeah, because it's weird because otherwise this would be if this wasn't even an issue, this would be a closed case because this is just three guys put together. Now, obviously, Christian and Metalik have some history as a tag together, but this is a thrown together 6-man tag team that really would not beat the Embassy otherwise.
Yeah, if we weren't talking about Brian Cage's contract, the Embassy would be 1,000%. And the good thing for Cage has a lot of high-ranking people in AEW in his corner right now, including Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
Who wants AEW to lock him into a new deal.
Yeah.
So if somebody like Chris Jericho is pushing for you behind the scenes, I'm inclined to believe that a deal is going to get done and the man's going to get paid. So I think the Embassy's going to win. I think Cage sticks around, but if the Embassy loses, man, we could see Brian Cage show up in WWE in a matter of days.
Yep.
Like I wouldn't even put it past WWE to like roll him in on like the Raw after WrestleMania.
Yeah, because Fightful reported a lot of the almost all of the contracts do not have non-competes. So
yeah, and honestly, non-competes only go for if you're fired anyway.
True.
This is just a contract expired. There ain't no non-competes on an expiring deal with WWE or AEW.
Next up is the ROH World Television Championship. This guy right here, Samoa Joe, taking on Mark Briscoe. I think this is an open and shut case that Mark Briscoe is going to be your new television champion.
I agree. Look, I love Joe. Joe is synonymous with Ring of Honor. It's been cool to see him there for the past month, but the man is needed on AEW programming. I love having Joe on Dynamite and Rampage. It's time. Pass the torch to Mark over there in Ring of Honor and bring Joe back. Bring Joe back to AEW programming. Let Mark hold down the fort, so to speak, in the honorable ring.
Yeah, and Mark has not held a singles title in Ring of Honor, so this would be a big deal. This would be a big deal.
I can't see him losing. I would bet almost anything on.
No, this is going to be
on a Briscoe win Friday night.
It's going to be that's going to be an emotional match, an emotional moment. Definitely.
I wonder if he can get Joe up for the J Driller. I don't know.
It takes two guys to tango on that, so I'm sure Joe knows how to help him out with that. Steven Chambers
ever get Joe up for the J Driller?
I'm sure he has. Jay's pretty fucking strong. Brian Cage, Bobby Lashley. There you go.
That would be
dope.
Something.
Steven Chambers also in the chat saying Pac has a broken nose.
Oh yeah. I mean, he worked. I thought that was a work.
The mask.
Yeah, I thought that was all a work, but I mean, maybe it wasn't. Maybe he worked through the rest of that series injured just to get it done. But
yeah. Hello, Doug. Thanks for joining us, man.
Hello, Doug.
Yeah, open and shut. I think at least it should be that Mark Briscoe gets his first bit of singles gold just a few months after his brother's passing. So, Ring of Honor Women's Championship, Yuka Sakazaki taking on Athena. That one is not changing in my hands. I'm thinking.
I don't see it changing either. Athena's got a big match on Thursday's show. She's going to be defending against Emi Sakamura.
Yep.
So that's going to be honestly, I'm looking forward to that match more than I'm looking forward to the other one. I'm sure the Supercard of Honor match is still going to be good, but man, that match with Emi and Athena on Thursday they're going to beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah, I was thinking
Emi Sakura, man. It's like
I thought Sakura trained Sakazaki, but no, Tagagi did.
Yeah, Emi trained Riho.
That's
she's trained
right.
She's trained a bunch of people, but
yeah,
like I think Rio's the standout that she's trained in AEW. She might have had something to do with Sheeta too, but I'm not 100% positive.
This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. ROH Pure Championship. Wheeler Yuta against Katsuyori Shibata for the Pure Belt. That's gonna be fun. I cannot wait for this one. Matt, go ahead.
Like I said, I want splits. So I say Shibata should win here.
Yep, I agree.
It's time. Black Bolt Combat Club is too prominently featured on AEW programming right now. I don't need to see them all over ROH television too. Shibata can win. He doesn't have to have a long reign. But I definitely feel he should.
But he could have a reign throughout that whole taping of however much they tape in a row. I mean,
yeah, they're going to tape several weeks of TV. Following Supercard of Honor back in Orlando.
If he's around for at least a month, he could do easily 8 weeks of tapings as champ. Piece of cake. Daryl in the chat, she trained me too. Okay, Daryl. Okay. Will you stop? Boy. Yeah. But yeah, that's going to be a good match there. Recently added, not as recent as Athena and Sakazaki, but El Hijo del Vikingo, fresh off of a hell of a match against Kenny Omega, which we'll get into later, taking on another guy that makes you say Jesus in Commander if you've watched any GCW.
He was also featured in the Face of the Revolution ladder match too.
Yep. This is a singles match for the AAA Mega Championship. I would assume Vikingo gets the win here, but
he's got to retain. He's got to retain.
Boy, there's gonna be.
I don't see him dropping that title outside of Mexico.
There's gonna be some.
That honestly would be unheard of.
There's gonna be some shit in that match. Holy cow.
It's gonna be wild. I mean, that match definitely has the potential to steal the entire show.
Oh my god! Yeah, some of the shit that they're gonna do.
I do not want to see Joey Styles commentating in AEW.
I'd rather see Morrow.
I feel like Joey's time is come and gone. Morrow, I would like to see that, but I mean, if he's happy not doing wrestling anymore, and let the man live, let him do his boxing and MMA and shit. So
main event. Claudio Castagnoli, Eddie Kingston for the ROH World Title.
Strap him up, partner.
Yep. This is where we move the BCC over to AEW, and though Kingston's a guy that should be on AEW as well.
Yeah, but you're putting Kingston as the centerpiece of your brand.
Yeah.
And you're gonna let him carry Ring of Honor, and I think that's honestly to him that probably means more than being on our AEW every week.
Possibly.
So he's gonna be the face of Ring of Honor for the foreseeable future. I think it's awesome. I can't wait.
That sit down.
I can't wait
him,
to see King to win that match.
That sit down with him and Claudio last week.
So good. So good.
Has Kingston been a world champion?
Not anywhere that's mattered.
Mm-mm.
Like it might be some world championship indie title
CZW
somewhere, but he's never been a world champion anywhere that's mattered.
CZW is the biggest.
So yeah, he's gonna
that or
he's gonna
AAW, whatever you consider bigger between CZW and AAW.
Yeah, apples and oranges.
Both indie.
Yeah, I'm psyched for this. Like, this is a long time coming for Eddie, and
He hasn't even held a title in AEW yet, tag or anything.
he's about to hold a title now.
Yep, that's right, partner.
And we're all gonna be really damn happy with it.
And
he ain't coming up short this week.
Let's go from that to, well, Matt's gonna groan, but we're gonna go to this now. NXT.
Can we just get through this quickly and just get to the predictions? I don't want to talk about NXT.
Oh, come on.
You bring the damn room down.
Yeah.
Chat, do you actually want to care? Do you care about what happened in NXT last week?
Stand and Deliver is happening. So and man, oh man, Braun Breaker, man, the crowd they're starting to chant to save us Mello. And as Daryl says, Mello won't miss. We know that.
He damn well better not.
Yeah, not much really happening on the go home show except for Dragunov and McDonough beating the shit out of each other again. That was fun. But that ended up in a no contest. So now they're going to be in the North American 5-way. I think the Gargano and Waller stuff has been good over the last few weeks. I think that's been a good setup. I think Stratton and Valkyra, not Valkyrie Booker T. He was calling her Lyra Valkyrie. My God, Booker. Can we get Wade Barrett and Pat McAfee back? I don't know if McAfee's coming back to WWE, by the way. I'm just got to.
Well, to me, it seems like he's dragging his feet and waiting to see who buys the company. Because I think if Saudi Arabia buys the company, he ain't coming back.
He's got a baby on the way.
I think he's kind of dragging his feet on the whole situation right now to see how that sale plays out.
He's got a baby on the way. He's got the Favre thing. He's got one more year.
That's so fucking
That's
dumb.
a joke. Yeah.
It's so fucking dumb.
Yeah, Favre's going to get cleaned out. College football's 5 months away. He has got at least one more guaranteed year of game days. So with a baby on the way, potentially getting out of the FanDuel deal, and potentially going to a network with Pat McAfee's show. There's a lot going on right now where maybe WrestleMania he'll make an appearance, but don't expect just don't expect him to be back anytime soon. SP3 in the house. Welcome to the show, man. He's going to be I don't know if Sid's going to be on tomorrow afternoon. They got their
it was pretty fucking terrible.
Yeah, the home invasion, yeah.
So bad. And he's not wrong.
I said it's been a decent feud. I didn't say it was great. This ain't no Triple H Randy Orton home invasion.
That wasn't good either. What are you fucking talking about? They're both fucking terrible.
Anthony in chat, what's up, man? Yeah, and I don't know what they're doing, especially because Braun Breaker. I mean, Mello is champ. Maybe that might elevate NXT a little more now because it's just been there with Braun as champ, and I just don't know how he's going to translate. Is anybody gonna? He needs to be a heel because I don't know if anybody's really going to get behind him. Do you think on the main roster?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
So Stand and Deliver has 7 matches on the card. It is at 1 Eastern, noon Central on Saturday. I think that's correct.
Probably. Before we get into our predictions, I'm laying this out here right now because I'm in desperation mode. Daryl, I know you're listening.
He's listening because
I know you're listening.
Daryl just posted.
I know you're going to WrestleMania this weekend in Los Angeles, but April 15th is New Japan Capital Collision, and I have 2 tickets
to Paradise.
With a second ticket, first row off the floor. I'm not even asking you to pay for the damn ticket.
1 inch off the floor.
I'm not going there either. You just buy me some food, and that other ticket's yours, man.
Watching Braun Breaker
April
is like
15th,
watching a
Capital
Pop-Tart.
Collision. Naito, Okada, whoever else the fuck they announce. Ospreay was supposed to be there, but I don't know if he's gonna be there. So, like, let's fucking go. Capital Collision, April 15th, man.
Daryl in the
Let's do
chat, watching Braun Breaker is like watching a Pop-Tart cook.
See, I eat my Pop-Tarts cold.
You ever put butter on a Pop-Tart?
I have not.
It's so friggin' good. That's a Family Guy bit.
Daryl responded. That's it. This is
there.
here. We're here for maturity. All right. Capital Collision, baby. April 15th. I'm going.
Stephen Chambers confirming 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 Central for NXT. That means I'll have to wake up. I was going to say hungover, but I'm probably not going out Friday. I'll probably watch Supercard and then.
Yeah, dude, you don't want to get drunk WrestleMania weekend. You're not gonna survive if you do.
Yeah, I might get drunk Saturday.
You want to get some rest.
I might get drunk Saturday. Depends on what time Saturday ends. I might go out.
You should go get drunk on Sunday night in a celebration for the American Nightmare.
Well, I probably will do that too, depending on what time it gets over. Unfortunately, Sunday karaoke gets done at midnight, so I probably won't have time to go out on Sunday. But NXT Stand and Deliver 7 on the card. Chase U against Schism. Chase U and Tyler Bate. I guess Tyler Bate isn't an official enrollee of Chase U, but I just smell Duke Hudson screwing Chase U, Matt. Or is it Tyler Bate screwing him or to join Schism?
No, no, you can see this shit coming from a mile away. Duke's turning on.
Yeah.
On Chase U, and we're gonna have to deal with more Schism bullshit. The Schism fucking sucks. Everything about the group sucks. Pairing the Rock's daughter in there sucks. Like it's all around shit. And the fact that it's about to get even bigger, it makes it even shittier. So not looking forward to this match at all.
I like Joe Gacy, but man, you know, I forgot the name of the tag team. It's been so long now. The UK tag team. What was the hell were the guys' names before they joined Schism? What tag team was that? Somebody help me out.
Grizzled Young Veterans.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they should have had the tag titles by now as the Grizzled Young Veterans. Yeah, and then put the Rockstar. Yeah, I mean, if you had Joe Gacy by himself, okay, that's perfectly fine. But yeah, and I guess the winner gains control of Chase University too. So of course you got to have the bad guys win to. This was I thought this was kind of a funny little skit here on NXT this week. Gallus, the Creeds, and the D'Angelos getting drunk in a bar, and this is a triple threat for the tag team titles. Gallus are champions, taking on the Creeds and the D'Angelos. Yeah, I'd love to see the D'Angelos win this match, just because Stax has really improved as a performer, but I don't see Gallus losing this one here, honestly.
I think it's too soon.
Yeah.
For them to drop the titles. But yeah, it's too soon for them to drop the title. I'm gonna stick with Gallus for this. I think it's way too soon.
Stephen Chambers making a good point too. It's gonna be her ring debut, right? Or she had a match. I thought she had one match.
This is her first match. Okay. Or at least on programming anyway. There's a chance she's worked the Florida Loop that I'm not aware of, but this is her first match on, television. So
yeah. Where's Joe Coffey been anyways? Anybody know?
That's a good question. I don't know.
MK in the chat. NXT equals the HBK 2-hour tribute show. Also translates to horrible booking kid. Taking run.
It's so true, dude. The only thing HBK can book is his own shitty storylines from the 90s and replay them in 2023. Like, he's just not good at his job. And and even if you say that he's not good at his job on Twitter and you don't tag him, he'll find you and block you anyway. So he's very butthurt about the fact that he's not good at his job.
I thought it would get better with Regal there, but not yet.
Regal's more main roster working than he's doing on.
Is he?
Than he's doing on the in NXT. He's at Raw and SmackDown every week. He's not guaranteed at NXT every week. He's more like a Triple H right hand man right now than he is doing anything with NXT, which is kind of weird because
His son's in NXT.
You said you wanted to go do your things with your son, and yet you're on the road for the main roster. So
Yeah. Oh, look who's in the house. Romeo, what's up, man? Heart
what
Block
up, man?
Kid. The Heart Block Kid, yeah. Daryl, bald head HBK's booking his ass. Yeah.
It's so fucking true.
I enjoy NXT. I try to get some enjoyment out of it. You know, like I said, I've enjoyed the tag guys, you know, drinking beer and having fun. I thought that's been good. I like Brooks and Jensen. They're a great tag team. You know, it's just obviously Carmelo Hayes, a star. Braun Breaker made the NXT North American Championship more valuable. But obviously Wesley is doing a great job on his own given the circumstances that he has had to put up with. So, you know, there's a lot of good in NXT, but yeah, it's a far cry from what it used to be. And you know, I still like it. I still find good things about it. The women's division is good. You know, it's got some good things to it, but then there's also a lot of head scratching things too. So, speaking of head scratching, like I said, I've enjoyed Gargano and Waller. I'm not saying it's an all-time feud for Christ's sake. It ain't Gargano and Ciampa, but I've enjoyed the feud. And that is the next prediction. Unsanctioned match, Grayson Waller, Johnny Gargano. I mean, Gargano is biding his time till Ciampa comes back. We're going to reform DIY on the main roster. I don't see him beating Waller here. I don't, because he's coming back to NXT to finish the story, but he's not an NXT guy.
Well, here's the thing. Is he going to be sticking around in NXT following WrestleMania until Ciampa's back? Because let's face it, they don't have a whole lot for him on Raw right now anyway. And he's not getting the reactions that they wanted to get. So maybe he will stick around in NXT for a bit for, you know, a little bit of star power for the brand.
Yeah.
I'm against my better judgment. I'm going to say Gargano goes over because I think he's sticking around.
Okay.
If he's not sticking around, Waller probably goes over.
Yeah.
But for something tells me this isn't a one and done for Gargano. I think he's back in NXT for a bit.
Okay.
Because I think they're waiting on Ciampa. Because I think they're going to reform DIY on the main roster, but they can't do that until, you know, Ciampa's healthy and good to go. So
yeah,
that's my prediction.
This is a pretty cut and dry, but NXT Championship, Carmelo Hayes, Braun Breaker. Of course, Carmelo going to take that from Braun Breaker. Braun probably showing up Monday after Mania.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Braun's an immediate call up, even though I don't think he's 100% ready. I still don't think he's very good on the microphone. But I think he's solid enough in the ring to survive. But
yeah,
I feel like if they call him up after Mania, change his name.
Yeah.
Make him Bronson Steiner. Like,
plus
give him a somewhat fresh coat of paint right off the bat, and just let him talk. Like when he talks like Scott, he does well. When he tries to talk any other way, he doesn't do well. So just let him talk like Scott Steiner.
Yeah.
And people will eat that shit up. Everybody loves Scott Steiner's crazy promos, man.
So, hell, I mean, you could almost have him and Lashley clash if you need to throw somebody in there for Bobby Lashley to take on, you know. Women's tag team title match. Fallon Henley and Kiana James taking on Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. This is one of those situations where it's too obvious that I think it's going to go the other way now. I think Henley and James win because I think it's too obvious that Fire and Dawn win.
I don't see any way that they don't win.
It's just too.
So
it's one of those weird.
I might be completely wrong.
It's one of those
but
weird.
I feel like this is a foregone conclusion that these titles are changing hands.
It's just one of those weird, obvious things where it's too obvious that it's not going to happen.
You really gonna fuck over Alba Fire again?
I know.
Like how many times they fucked her over on NXT already? Like if you ain't calling her to the main roster, just put the damn tag titles on her. Do something with that woman in NXT. For the love of God.
The 2 5-ways are probably going to be 2 matches that steal the show. First, the ladder match for the NXT Women's Championship. Zoe Stark, Gigi Dolan, Tiffany Stratton, Lyra Valkyria, and Indy Hartwell.
And Roxanne Perez.
Oh.
You damn well know she's going to be cleared
Oh my God, the amount of it's still real to me reporting on Roxanne Perez is driving me up a wall.
So ridiculous. I beg y'all to know your wrestling history and realize that Shawn Michaels is just rebooking his storyline from the 90s, for the love of God. Please.
If Roxanne does not show up and doesn't show up till the week after, I would put this on Tiffany Stratton of the 5 women there.
Yeah, if Perez isn't in, it should be Stratton's match to win.
Yeah.
And even if Perez is in there, I think it still should be Stratton's match to win. I'm going Tiffany Stratton.
Fatal 5-way for the NXT North American Championship. Wesley.
Daryl, you're not picking Sky Blue for the ladder match. Stop it.
Oh Lord.
Love of God. Chat's out here wilding tonight.
It is. Fatal 5-way for the NXT North American title match. Oh, there's my buddy Ryan. He is a Tiffany Stratton mark through and through. And
look, can you name honest to God, you look from NXT 2.0 till now, has anybody progressed quicker than Tiffany Stratton has from debuting till now? I don't think anybody in NXT has progressed quicker than she has. And she even had a few months off due to a freaking injury. And she's still progressing quicker than those people.
Plus, it's going to be one woman holding a title and Roxanne holding her title, and it's not so it's going to be a heel, and there's only 2 heels in this match, and I don't think it's going to be Zoe Stark, though Zoe Stark has been doing a tremendous job. I think Zoe Stark is getting the call up after this weekend, to be honest with you. That leaves Tiffany Stratton.
Possible.
Yeah. Though Gigi would be a great choice, but she's babyface right now. Lyra Valkyria, great. She's been doing great in the ring, but just not her time quite yet. Indy, I mean, she needs a call up and join Gargano. And
I
Candice.
don't know what they're waiting on for that. That would that would have helped both Candice and Johnny.
And Indy and Candice could go for the tag titles.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they have nothing to do with Candice. You got Indy right there. You have the dynamic that Gargano had with Indy. You have Dexter, who's really just floating on the main roster, who could really get over with the index thing on the main roster. Like, Indy being stuck in NXT has literally hampered 3 talents on Raw. Like, I don't know what the fuck they're doing, but they need to call her up and they need to reform the Way, because the Way will actually be the way for all of those people to get over on Raw.
Exactly. Quickly, here's we're down to 13 minutes already. Fatal 5-way for the NXT North American Championship. Wesley, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Ilya Dragunov, Axiom. My pick for this one is gonna be Ilya Dragunov. Matt?
I think if Wesley does not win this match, he looks really bad. Because he's the one that demanded a match like this. He wanted
10 men.
Yeah, exactly. So the babyface wanting a match like this and then not coming out on top, I think it looks really bad for him. I think Wesley has to retain.
Okay.
I think he pins Axiom, because Axiom and him have kind of been, at the hip the last couple of weeks, and I think this might be something that leads to an Axiom heel turn when he snaps after the match.
And Axiom has been asking for that title match. He got kind of screwed over it with all the fracas that's been going on. And and Axiom is doing a great job too. His promos have been great. I love it. Like, you can see it in my eyes. We can't see your eyes, Axiom, but he just does that kind of deadpan humor that it's been kind of great, and obviously great in the ring, especially if you've seen NXT UK with A-Kid. All right, WrestleMania. Let's start with what has not been assigned to a night yet. Then we'll go to the ones that have been assigned a night. Let's start off with the match that finally, after months in the making, has been official. It is official, according to... I don't have a WrestleMania graphic. Whoops. Oh, well. I thought I had one up there uploaded, but oh, well. But it is Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio. Obviously, the big pop for it, because the crowd's been wanting this to happen. And finally, Rey pops his son. And the lot of rumors surrounding Rey retiring after this, which is going to lead me to predict Dominic Mysterio to win, because you always go out looking at the lights. Matt?
You really think he's done?
a lot of fire or smoke around that fire. Let's say.
See, I don't think he's done. Like maybe his WWE career's done, but I don't see
I
him
still
being,
think he
I don't
puts
see
over
him being
Dom.
done.
I still think he puts over Dom, regardless.
I thought he'd put over Dom eventually. I didn't think this would be the weekend to do it, but
What are we going to drag this thing out till SummerSlam and just have continuous? Or would you want 3 more months of this feud? To be honest,
the crowd certainly seems to want it.
They've been hot for this, yeah.
So maybe I'm thinking. I don't know. Like if Ray's truly done, let's say Ray's WWE contract's up in like April or May, because honestly that would make sense.
Yeah.
Because I know he re-signed in 2020 in the pandemic era. So let's say he signed a 3-year deal, and it's right about time being up, and he wants to go do other shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he does. He goes in the Hall of Fame. He loses to his son, and next time we see him, he's working something for New Japan or some independent promotion or something. Like I don't see Mysterio. I don't see Mysterio going through all the work to do all the stem cell stuff for his knees and everything. For him to all of a sudden just be like, yeah, I'm done. Yeah. Like, but yeah, if his deal's up, he's gonna put over his son.
Stephen Chambers in the chat.
Honestly, the main reason he stayed with WWE and didn't jump to AEW in 2020 was for his son. Yeah. Because he wanted his son to get, this WWE position that he would have never gotten in 1,000 years if Ray hadn't have been there. Yeah. So now Ray might think, well, he's established now. He's with Judgment Day. He's one of the most hated men on the roster in the eyes of the fans. Maybe he can fly without me. Essentially, type of deal. I guess we'll find out.
Stephen Chambers in the chat. Dominic Wins. Wonder if Escobar turns heel on Ray.
I hope not. I like Legado as babyface.
Yeah. No, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't even think Judgment Day is going to be involved. Well, Damian maybe, because he doesn't have anything to do. But obviously Finn's got his own shit to worry about as the Demon's coming back. Wouldn't mind Ray and Bad Bunny versus Dominic and Damian. That would be an okay match. There needs to be a hair versus mask match.
They could totally do that at Backlash.
Yeah, the hair versus mask could definitely happen too. Maybe Dom wins both matches. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Well, this will be the easy one. Let's just get this one out of the way. Tag match for the undisputed tag team championships: the Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Yes, this is definitely going to be the end of the Usos' reign. We all know that this is all leading towards Jay and Roman, either at Backlash, maybe SummerSlam. So. That's open and shut, I assume, Matt. I don't want to assume for you, but I'm going to assume you're going to pick Owens and Zayn.
Yeah, there's no freaking way.
Got my KO Mania shirt.
You do this storyline for as long as you're doing.
You
don't pay it off with that.
I got my KO Mania shirt, so I still have the entire set
like
now.
You buy. I was gonna say you buy it every year, so
I've had every KO Mania shirt. This one is pretty cool though, with WrestleZania on the front and KO Mania on the back. I think that was a really cool shirt there. For some reason, we're gonna have WrestleMania Showcase Fatal 4-Way Tag Matches. Whoop-de fucking do. Braun Strowman, Ricochet, Street Profits, Alpha Academy, Viking Raiders. I am gonna pick the Viking Raiders. They need a push. They need momentum.
I don't like the pick. I feel like the Street Profits could really use it.
Yeah.
Depending on what their plans are for them following WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Another team that's been featured in a storyline that's kind of under the radar because of the dynamics of the story is Alpha Academy.
Yeah.
Maybe Otis finally chooses Gable instead of Maximum Male Models in Alpha Academy when at WrestleMania.
Maybe. I like Otis though. I like when he looked. Oh, cucumber. Yeah, here we go. Hey, Tucky.
He's not doing Tucky anymore. Tucky doesn't exist.
Liv Morgan and Raquel, Shotzi and Natalya, Rousey and Baszler taking on a TBA. I'm guessing that's a Raw match tonight.
The reports are saying it's going to be Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. It was supposed to be Chelsea Green and
Yeah, what's up with Carmella lately?
Carmella. She vanished off the face of the earth. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what happened. Hopefully she's okay. Like, it's really weird that she just up and vanished like this. I hope whatever's going on with her, I hope she's okay.
Well, I think obviously the winner of these are going to get title shots. That's why I predicted Viking Raiders.
They haven't said that yet.
But I would assume that's the point, especially adding Rousey and Baszler to this match now last Friday. I think that's the obvious winner.
It absolutely should be Rousey and Baszler.
Yeah. So
because they let those two women carry the tag team division for a bit.
The bathroom wins that match. Yes, Daryl. The bathroom.
No, the bathroom.
No, the bathroom wins the
Omos. Yeah, exactly. That's when the bathroom wins.
So hopefully these are split up into 2 nights. The bathroom can win over 2 nights. I don't know.
I'm hearing something. The Cinnamon Toast Crunch thing might sponsor the Rey Mysterio Dominic Mysterio match, but I don't know in what fashion. So
Brock Lesnar Omos, the other bathroom break. Ding F5 pin. Done, please.
The only way that the only way that's not how it goes is if Brock's done. And if Brock's done, you got to put over Omos on your way out. So
true.
There's been rumblings of him saying goodbye to people backstage at Elimination Chamber. So who knows if he was just trying to, just trying to play the political game backstage to force their hands into getting out of the match with Bray, or what. But like, if his deal averagely, if you look at the last 10 years of Lesnar, his deal typically expires right after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So while it seems like a foregone conclusion that Brock should win this match, if his deal's up, don't be surprised to see Omos get the win here.
We got 4 minutes left. Let's kick it into gear. Edge and Finn Balor, Hell in a Cell. Finn Balor has to win this.
I think Balor's got to go over too.
Yep.
Yeah. He needs it 1,000 times more than Edge does.
We're gonna get 2 great entrances in that match, by the way. Triple threat for the Intercontinental Championship. The story is Sheamus, because and boy, did I predict Gunther and Cody coming up, and look who Cody took on earlier this week. He took on Ludwig Kaiser. I think Gunther and Cody is going to be your SummerSlam match. Sheamus finally gets the IC title, and it's going to be a great moment. Him and McIntyre hug and make up, and then they go drink pints.
I don't know if they make up after, but I would not be surprised to see Sheamus retain. So, not retain, but become Intercontinental Champion for the first time.
Women's matches, I see the title change in both Asuka winning and Ripley winning. Do you?
I'm very confident in Ripley winning at this point, but the Bianca-Asuka feud is so ice cold. I don't know if they're going to want to swap the titles. I hope they do, because I fear if Bianca wins again, she might be turning into the female Super Cena, and she's going to start risking. She's going to start risking the crowds. The WWE is going to risk the crowds turning on her. I feel like Asuka needs to win this match.
And then the ones that we know, night 1, kicking off night 1. It's been announced that Austin Theory taking on John Cena. I still have this hope that Cena wins and then has an open challenge, and we get a debut night after Mania.
I don't see how you can put this on first and have Theory go over.
Start the crowd hot by having Cena win, you mean?
Yeah. But I mean, they did have Drew lose to Lashley in the opening contest of WrestleMania 36.
Yeah.
When everybody thought Drew was coming out there to get that pop at the beginning.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go Theory, but I think the right call would be to have Cena go over and have him put over somebody else, like a debut in Jay White or.
All right, we got less than a minute till Monday night. We got less than a minute to Monday Night Raw. Cody Rhodes is obviously going to beat Roman Reigns. I think
Cody, let's go.
I think Seth beats Logan Paul.
Absolutely.
I think Trish starts the turn and helps Damage Control win the 6-woman tag match.
If they're going all the way to SummerSlam, I don't see the turn happening at WrestleMania. So I'm gonna say Becky and Trish and Lita win.
Yeah.
but I don't think Trisha's going to be happy about how they win. If
Well,
that makes
sorry,
sense. We'll see how it goes.
sorry, AEW, but this is WrestleMania week, and so we did give you some ROH there, and of course Kenny Omega, Vikingo.
Jeff Cobb.
No, Kenny Omega, Vikingo. That match fucking crazy. That springboard 630 onto the table. Probably one of the.
He's facing Jeff Cobb this Wednesday. Going to be a great match.
Yeah, he's facing Jeff Cobb Wednesday.
The IWGP United States Championship.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. So enjoy WrestleMania. Enjoy Monday Night Raw right now. Once again, for Matt Black, this is Jeremy Bennett. Thanks for tuning in to Lost in Midcard. We'll be back with our reaction to everything we just predicted next Monday. Enjoy the show. And as always, we are brought to you by Bet Online.